Hi, how are you today? I hope you're doing well. Please review today's news segments, and then we'll get started.
This is VOA News. I'm Steve Karish. A top Ukrainian official has announced a plan for Crimea without Russia. The AP's Mimi Montgomery reports.
The Secretary of Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council is outlining a series of steps the Kyiv government would take after the country reclaims control of Crimea, the Black Sea Peninsula annexed by Russia in 2014. Such steps would include dismantling a strategic bridge that links Crimea to Russia, expelling Russian citizens who moved there after 2014, prosecuting Ukrainians working for the Moscow-appointed administration, and nullifying real estate deals made under Russian rule. The plan is announced as Ukraine's military prepares for a spring counteroffensive after more than 13 months of war. I'm Mimi Montgomery.
Israeli security forces shot and killed a suspected Palestinian attacker in the West Bank late Saturday after he hit a group of Israeli soldiers with his car. Fighting in the occupied West Bank has spiked recently. At least 86 Palestinians have been killed by Israeli forces or an exchange of gunfire with Israeli settlers, and Palestinian attacks against Israelis have left 15 people dead in the same time period. Pope Francis called on people not to ignore those experiencing suffering and solitude as he led Palm Sunday services at the Vatican. The 86-year-old pontiff was discharged from a hospital in Rome on Saturday following a bout of bronchitis. Some 30,000 people waved palm and olive branches in St. Peter's Square, overjoyed at the thought of seeing him.
Yes, we are happy that he is back from the hospital and that he is not sick anymore, so that is very good, and we hope to see him today.
Lisa Jentsch is from Luxembourg. Looking to ease concerns about his health, the Vatican said he will take part in a full array of Easter events. This is VOA News. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken on Sunday called for the immediate release of a U.S. journalist detained in Russia on espionage charges in a call with his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov. Blinken conveyed the United States' grave concern over Russia's unacceptable detention of a U.S. citizen journalist. The secretary also urged Moscow to release detained American Paul Whelan. Evan Gershkovich of the Wall Street Journal was detained by Russian security agents on Wednesday. Yoshimasa Hayashi, Japan's foreign minister, is on a 2-day visit to China, becoming Japan's first diplomat to make the trip in more than 3 years, as frictions grow between the two countries. In a meeting with his Chinese counterpart, he protested the detention of a Japanese national in Beijing and raised strong concern about China's escalating military activity near Taiwan and around Japan. During his talks with Chinese Foreign Minister Qin Gang, Hayashi demanded the release of an employee of a Japanese pharmaceutical company who was detained in Beijing last month over what the Chinese Foreign Ministry described as spying allegations. Qin, meanwhile, warned against Japanese involvement in issues related to Taiwan. Finns cast their ballots in a closely contested parliamentary election on Sunday that could cost left-wing Prime Minister Sanna Marin her power, amid voter concern of the future of generous public services at a time of economic downturn. Marissa Melton has more.
With no party seen as holding a decisive lead, the election is likely to be followed with lengthy coalition talks, although whichever party wins on Sunday will have the first attempt at forming a government. Marin, who is 37, is seen by fans around the world as a millennial role model for progressive new leaders and remains very popular among many Finns. Marin's critics accuse her of eroding Finland's economic resilience at a time when Europe's energy crisis, driven by Russia's war in Ukraine, has hit the country hard and the cost of living has increased. Marissa Melton, VOA News.
Deadly storms that dropped possibly dozens of tornadoes have killed at least 23 people in small towns and big cities across the American South and Midwest. One person in Illinois was killed when the storm collapsed the roof of a packed concert venue. Officials in Little Rock, Arkansas said more than 2,600 buildings were in a tornado's path. Confirmed or suspected tornadoes touched down in at least 8 states and lay waste to neighborhoods across a broad swath of the country. For more on these and other top stories, visit us online at voanews.com. Reporting from Washington, I'm Steve Karish. This is VOA News.
Thank you for watching. Can you do me a favor? Please leave a comment in the comments section below. That would really help. Thank you, and see you again soon.